right, mic check. 1 2 1 2. Okay. Again, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you believe in. I wanted to talk a little bit about Yeshua, or Jesus as we call him. And I took a little excerpt from this book. It's called Tomorrow's God by Neil Donald Walsh. If you've not had the chance to read some of this, you should. There's a whole series of them. He was the one that wrote Conversations with God. One of the best series ever. One of those that it shakes everything up that you know, and you got to just reconform. But you add this stuff in, and it's really, it came out better for me. Hopefully it comes out better for you. But the one thing I just want to touch about, I'm going to make this short today so we can at least fellowship. This time is about, we spend so much time on Jesus, and we don't know that we know that much about him, right? I think we go with what we're told. And so sometimes, that could be an issue. For instance, a lot of us believe Jesus is going to come back and save us, right? I learned that all through church, all through my regular Methodist, any church I went to until this one, or until my studies, right? That somebody's coming back. They keep saying that. What started to make it funny to me is that he was coming back in this year, and then when he didn't come back, they moved the date. And he was coming back in that year, and when they didn't come back, he moved the date, right? So I think we've been doing that since he left. So it's hard for me to believe that anymore, right? That somebody's going to come and save us, and we're going to go into church, and we're going to say our 10 Hail Marys and go back out, and everything will be good, right? I don't understand that it works that way, right? I do understand that Jesus, Yeshua, because there were no J's back then. We know that, right? So his name wasn't Jesus. So I believe he is God manifesting as a human, right? So we get to believe in his divinity. And if we can believe in his divinity, being born of a woman, we should also believe in our divinity, born of a woman, right? That should be easy. 1 and 1 equals 2, right? I don't get that, in some of these other religions. So I was going to come here and I was going to say, I'm going to come to you today as God, right? I didn't do it, but that was going to be the start of it, because we all can do just what Jesus did. And he said that many times, right? So let's just understand everything he said and just not take pieces and pieces from here and there and there and then, hey, make people feel that way, right? Let's not do that. So anything he can do, we can do, right? We need to mute somebody there, Peter. So anything he can do, we can do. So we have to believe that, right? Otherwise, his teachings are going to waste. We're not using them as they should be used, right? He always said, you can do as I can do and better. I tell my kids, you can do just what I'm doing and better, right? As above, so below. So that's the thinking that we have to start moving towards, right? This is the season. Again, I always say, this should be the season every day. Like I'm thinking about Jesus every day, not just on Sundays, not just at Christmas, but every day. And that I am part of him and I'm part of God. And this is something we do every day. right? So let me just read this little thing for you here. So you know how I hate reading, so I probably lost the page. Uh, so, and I talked about this a little bit before. Uh, so, uh, so believed in the divinity of Christ, in Jesus as God made human, right? And this is required for you to believe in yourself as divine. For if you believe in yourself as divine, you necessarily believe in Jesus as divine. Yet if you do not believe in Jesus as divine, you cannot believe in yourself as divine, right? Unless you think yourself greater than Jesus, right? So again, we all have to think that we are divine. And if I see myself as divine, I can see all of you as divine. Like when I look at you, you're all divinity to me, right? We're on the same level, but I have to think that of myself before I can see it in you, or before I can see it in the homeless person, right? Or the murderer, right? All of them, everything without question. Nobody's exempt. Everybody's some people choose to do certain things that, aren't in line with that, right? But, and I saw this, I'll tell you my secrets. I was watching John Wick, right? Because I like watching movies. I watch them different than most people. I watch them to see, how did they shoot that? What's the angle? Where's the lighting? Did they really cut his hand off, right? And so, out of the box here. So they go around shooting people, right? And then there's he has these little coins. He'll give them up. Hey, clean up on aisle 12, right? And there's guys that come in and clean up the whole scene, right? And it struck me. I think I've seen it before, but it struck me that the guys that come in to do the cleanup are all wearing black, right? And they have the first guy has a cross on his neck, right? So it's almost like that's why I really don't wear a cross, because I think the cross has been hijacked, right? Because I see people doing weird, crazy things, and they got a cross on there. Does that make it right? Whatever you're doing, I don't know what they're thinking about, right? But and I've seen that in so many things, so it seems that if I'm making a movie and I'm feeling divine, that wouldn't happen in my movie, right? Even though it's a movie, you got to take that off, because that cross represents something divine to me, right? So I wouldn't have it, even though I would still make the movies. Certain things you wanna switch around. So this is telling me that somebody has hijacked that religion or the cross or that whole deal, right? And then again, we can go into church and we can, on Sunday, we can pray and say good things. And then, I ask for forgiveness, and then everything is cool. But that leaves out personal responsibility, right? And Jesus talked about it in certain ways. You are responsible for whatever you do, right? Nobody's going to come out from heaven and save you, because you have to balance your energy out. Whatever you do, you have to balance that out. Or if it's positive, then you'll get more positive. If it's negative, you get more negative. But you have to balance that out. You're responsible for your stuff. I'm responsible for what I say to you, right? That's why I do all my research, and everything I say, I believe. I know. Sorry. Everything I say, I know. And then it's your responsibility to do whatever you want with what I say. I'm not responsible for that, right? You're responsible for that. In any situation, Any person, they are responsible for what they do, what they say, what they think, right? We're all responsible for that. To me, that's being divine. To me, that's being religious. That's being spiritual. Because I got a different tone for being religious. I'm still religious, right? But I don't have any blinders on anymore, right? I'm spiritual, and we all are that from the get-go. But this is some of that we're taught, right? Over the years, I went to church. We went to church twice on Sundays and sometimes during the week, right? And so it's a big thing. So I can't not be that. But I expanded that to include lots of other things, other religions, other persuasions of life, all of that. And so to me, that's what this season is about, right? I'm going to take this season and I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to run into the new year with this same attitude, right? It's not going to end on the 26th, or it's not going to end when the tree comes down. It's not going to end the new year, right? We're taking this all the way. And that's how we should be thinking about I call them the HolyDays. That's what I changed the name to for the topic. The HolyDays, right? Because they're going to be holy every single day is that. Every single day is that. And until we think that way, then we kind of separate things from us, right? If you think you're divine, then you will do what you think is divine. I'm going to help that person, whether they can help me back or not, right? I saw this outside. I was working yesterday, and this lady was walking down the sidewalk, and I just seen her fall over, right? And it's like, okay, I got to get off this call and go help. But the neighbor came over, right? And he helped her up and walked her home. That's divine. That's the stuff. That's divine. Little bitty things like that. That's divinity. And I saw divinity in that person, even though I did before, because in the neighborhood we talk and joke. But those are the little things. That lady can do nothing to repay him, but he don't care. This is the right thing to do, right? So little bitty things along the way, right? Hello or smile, because you feel good and you feel connected and you smile, and then that helps people along the way that you don't even think about, right? So we have to get our shoes together, right? Because it's up to us. And when you come to church, we're not here to give you new shoes, right? We're here to help you. Hey, let me help you tie your laces. Let me help you with where you're at now so that you can be better than you are. I'm sure that's what you want to be. I want to be better than I was yesterday or the last few moments or what. That's what church is supposed to help you do, right? For all intents and purposes, really, as a vice president, none of us get paid here. Wanda doesn't get paid as the president. Peter, the treasurer, doesn't get paid. Robin doesn't get paid for doing all the work, right? We're happy to share and help. Yeah, Pam gets paid. Yeah. No, we don't get paid. We just do this because we love doing this. I do this because I have lots of information to share, right? And I don't want to take it with me when I go. Hence the recording, so my kids can see it or whatever, right? You have a gift, whatever that is. You got to figure that out. We could probably help you do that. Everybody has a gift. Everybody's good at something. I didn't know I was good at speaking until I had to do a lecture to graduate ACC, right? I had to do a public desk, and then it's like, oh, and as I was giving that speech, it was about Rastafari. And then the teacher was like, I didn't know Rastafari had biblical roots. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I'm thinking everybody knows these things that I know, right? And so it's like, okay, well, I have to share them. And I've been studying for years and years. When everybody went to bed, I was studying 2 or 3 in the morning. Sometimes I slept 2 or 3 hours a day for weeks as I started reading this stuff. And some books I couldn't put down. That's when I know I was on the right track. I couldn't let it go. This one, I don't know. It has, 389 pages. I could finish this one in maybe 3 weeks or so. I couldn't put it down because it hit something divine in me that it's like, hey, this is you right here. This is you, right? And so that's why I always teach out of these. But again, divinity is within us, all of us. Until you can see that in everyone, then there's work to do. You're not bad. It's not right or wrong. You just got work to do. Right? If we say we want to be like Jesus, I think we all say that, right? I want to be like him, right? In order for me to be like him, I had to go and read about what was he doing, right? I don't want to be Jesus. I want to be like him. So what was he doing that got him to that stage? So I went and did all the reading. I did all the research, I went again back through the church and realized that wasn't the end of it, or that wasn't the beginning of it, right? And then I went back. It took me back to his lost years, right? When he was in Egypt and in India and studied with the Essenes and took me all through all these things. So now I understand how he was able to do all these things he did. And it wasn't magic, right? It was just natural law. He just followed natural law. If I do this thing happens, right? So, so then it got me to this thing that we're calling, I'll end on this one because I can go all day right now. It led me back to something called Christ consciousness, right? And that is what I equate to the second coming. That I am awakening to my Christ consciousness, which is connected to everything. That's my second coming. It's like, okay, now I am seeing why I did all the things I did and how I can fix everything, right? And we all have to do that. That's the goal, is to bring this thing that we think is out there, God, Jesus, whatever, in here, right? Because if you go looking for Jesus, you'll never find him. But if you go looking for Jesus, I guarantee you'll find him, right? Or that consciousness that we call Jesus, that entity, that we call Christ consciousness. Jesus was a man. Christ, to me, is the title, Christ consciousness. This is what he gained after he was born and did all the work like we can do. And then we can do all these things. Again, I always talk about this. We can make water into wine, right? Using ectoplasm, right? Or feed the needy, right? All this, it's not magic, it's natural law. We all can do it. But we have to think of us as being as divine as that man. That's what they used to call him back there. They didn't call him Jesus or Jesus Christ. Be like, that man did this. That man did that. That man helped heal this woman. That man fed us. That's how they referred to him. And then the church took it and gave it names and things like that and hijacked it. Right? I'm sorry, some people won't like me, but that's fine. I'm 66. I don't care if you like me or not. This is what I feel the truth is. And if we want to move forward and do greater things than Jesus did, then we got to accept these facts. Right? We can't just say that I'm going to go to church, as this is a church, and that man up here is going to save me. Right? And then I got to go back to him every Sunday so that I can be saved. No, in this church, if you come here, I'm going to help you save yourself. Like I saved myself, I can help you save yourself. I can't save you. Nobody can save you. That's why they made all these movies about all this Superman is going to come and save you. And again, the religion has been hijacked because nobody's coming to save you. You got to save yourself. So when you go to church and you take those things that those people saying, work on yourself. That's why they should be saying those things. So you can work on yourself. Not sure that you could give me half your paycheck. Even though we need the funds, because you're right, that this is how we pay the light bill and the phone bill and the gas bill, and it's sad about the gas bill. Like, we have to turn off the gas bill in the summer because they still charge us $50 or something, $92 a month. Because we're a church. They charge us $92 a month, even though we're not using it. Right? So again, I'm just saying this stuff has been hijacked. So just go do your own research, please, and realize you are divine. When you were born, that's why babies know all this stuff. Because when they're born, they're still connected to the other side so closely, and they're not separated by bias and judgment and all that. And so when you were born, you got everything. Every single thing you need to build a castle in the sky. Right? And then the school and church, their deal is to dumb you down so that you come back all the time and feed me, come back and feed me, come back and feed me. And then I can grow, and then I can, again, nobody paid for this jewelry but me. Right? When you put money in the offering, everything goes to the church. Again, none of us make money here. Right? That's what church is about. Let's just help the community, not just help ourselves. Right? And I'm not fighting against the church, but I am, because some of them have planes and, and such, but there are people hungry just outside. Right? And if I were thinking a divine way, that wouldn't happen. If I'm putting on something, then yeah, it can happen. That's not me. I'm a reverend. No, that's not the way I see it. Right? If you have something, share it. Right? That's how you bring out your divinity. Do for others that they can't ever repay you. Right? We do it every day. Right? With those two. They can never repay us, but I don't care. This is the right thing to do. Share love with somebody. Share things that they could never have. Right? And I mean love as a family. That's all some people need. It's just, a family. Like, I had so many families. I will end on this. I had so many families. I had my Barbados family, my New York family, my school family, and some of them are all in All Creek. I have my MCI family. I got my bread and breakfast family. Got my church family. My Expedia family. Right? All them. That's all my family. I will treat them all like family. Right? I don't care where they are. I have some of them live in New York. Some live overseas. Right? I don't care where they are. That's my deal. I'm going to show my divinity. I'm going to send them love. If it's all I can do, I'm going to offer them love and let it go. And that's how you show your divinity. Right? And again, you don't have to come to church, but it's good to come because there are people of like mind. You hear things you wouldn't hear. Right? There are some things I say to you I can't say to many people, because then they're like, right, their eyes glass over and it's like, that's deep, and it's like, right? But if you come to a place where everybody has a like mind, then you can say whatever, right? And then they take it in, they're not judged, right? I don't care if I'm judged or not at this point in my life, but, that's why you go there, I'm stopping. Okay. The holidays are good. Make memories. That's all you can take with you, right? Do good things to people, for people, to people, and those things will come back to you, for you, to you. That's just natural law. Again, it's no magic. So enjoy your holy days. Make every day a holy day, right? And I think things will be better as the days go on. All right, so I'm going to leave that with you. I'm going to stop because I can chat later on. The Spirit has a lot to say. I'll take a deep breath and I will end that today. All right. Paul Blackman, my friend from Barbados, he's on there. I'm telling you, this family is all over, and they never are hardly anywhere. They're always there, right? All right, people. We'll see you around.